Hey there folks, John here with ThroughMyLens.org, and today I'm coming to you with another look at the Kershaw Skyline. Now, a couple of years ago I did a review, a long video review of the Kershaw Skyline. That would be the black handle version here. And in it I questioned what was Nut and Fancy thinking when he gave the knife Hall of Fame status. Because there were some problems that I identified with the knife. And I stand by that video, but at the same time, you know, while I wasn't entirely complimentary of the knife, I think it's a good knife. Enjoy it, and I've always wanted to get a red-handled knife. They're difficult to find because a lot of companies reserve red-handled knives, red-colored knives, for training practice safety knives, much like this Benchmade safety version of the Griptilian. You can see this is not an actual sharp blade. It doesn't have a point to it. This is entirely for use for training and learning purposes. So you can't hurt yourself with it. So a lot of people, or a lot of manufacturers, don't like to use red on knives so that they don't get confused. Obviously, if you use a knife that you think is a training blade, in training it either by yourself or with another individual, somebody could very easily get hurt. I don't particularly see it as a big, huge problem in most situations, so that particular issue doesn't concern me. And I really did, I'm a big fan of the color red, and heck, this knife's only $40, so it was something that, you know, I don't often carry the Kershaw Skyline with me. A lot of times when I travel and I'm dealing with size restrictions or weight is an issue, or I want something that's really thin in profile, I'll take this or maybe a Spyderco Dragonfly. So it does get some use. You can see, and I think one of the things that I do like about this knife for you concealed carry folks out there is that a flipper knife like this, it can be very useful in a situation where you want to carry it on your weak side to defend against a situation where somebody's going for your gun. The reason being is because you can, with a flipper, very easily open it with either hand, left or right, much more easily than a lot of knives that are out there. So again, a flipper can be opened left or right hand, and I think a flipper on your weak side, you know, if you're grabbing your gun with your right and trying to protect it from getting taken by somebody who's got their hands on it, or maybe you're grappling with them, you can use that weak hand, grab the knife, deploy it easily, and do what you need to do. So it is useful for me in some situations. I do like it, and I just did want to give you know, some video commentary to go along with my photo review that's published on Through My Lens. Having owned the Skyline for a couple of years, I'm going to stand by a lot of the things that I said in my previous video. Number one, okay, these posts here on the top of the blade, a lot of Kershaw fans, even Thomas W. from Kershaw, will tell you these are not thumb studs, these are blade stops. You can see they do function as a blade stop, both when the knife is deployed and when you close the knife. And I vehemently disagree. I think it's designed for these blade stops to also be used as thumb studs. It says so right in the description of the Skyline on the Kershaw website. They can be used just like that. They're just a little sharp, pointy, and uncomfortable, and if they would have been designed a little bit differently, they would have functioned both very well as blade stops and as very nice thumb studs. So wish they would have gotten that right. And I mean, how can you argue that this is not intended to function as a thumb stud with the choil that they have carved out there, designed to be used with the right hand thumb. I mean, look at the choil on the other side. You know, it's not nearly as deep. Not nearly as deep in terms of how it's cut, because it's, you know, it's not really designed to be used that way. But for right-handed deployment, for this ostensibly right-handed knife, you can see that the choil is cut out specifically so that you can very easily get to that, or more easily get to that, with your thumb. But do enjoy it. You know, when I got it, I disassembled it, put some of my favorite knife lube on there, reassembled it. It has, you know, bronze phosphorus washers to make deployment easier. So it's, you know, it's got some quality features, particularly for the price point. You know, there's just a couple things that you know, a couple hits that I would give it. I think it's a good knife. Is it the best thing since sliced bread? Is it Hall of Fame status, like Nothing Fancy says? I wouldn't go that far, but that's just my opinion. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and this look at the red-handled Kershaw Skyline. They've got, and I don't know how long they're going to keep these new colors in their catalog and available for order. But I know they've got red, they've got blue, maybe they'll do some other colors too. When these kind of things come along, they tend to be limited edition, dealer-only kinds of things. But as far as I know, the red and blue handle that are out there right now that can be ordered from most Kershaw dealers, they're not limited edition anyway. And besides the difference in the handle colors, you can see that this red version has stainless hardware on it in terms of the screws, while as the black version has blacked out screws to match the G10 handle. So anyway, just wanted to get that out there. Take care. God bless. We'll see you in the next video.